everyone, it's Ryan the War Boss coming at you with another vlog. In today's vlog, I'm going to be painting Grom from Arcadia Quest. It's a little bit blurry there. I'll try to get you a close-up of the card, obviously. But what Grom does is roll +1 dice in all rolls while wounded. So if you give him a wound or he takes a wound, he will have +1 dice for defense, attack, and ranged attacks. So that's how Grom works. He's a good base character, easy to play, fun to play, and really good. Again, he's an Arcadia Quest miniature, so hopefully you guys will like this one. Please, if you do like this one, give me a comment down below, like and subscribe to my channel. I could always use the help, and be on the lookout for a new Patreon coming from me. My link tree will have that, as well as I'll add the link in the next video because it should be completed by then. But as of right now, it's still on the fritz, so Patreon is coming, guys. I hope you guys are excited for that. I am, and we'll go from there. So let's get to it. Alright, so I start out with some barbarian flesh from Army Painter on the base coat of Grom's skin. And what I do is I try to give it a nice thin 2 coats. This way here, it does let some of the gray show through, but we're going to take care of that later on with a different color paint. This way here, we build up to the color that Grom would be, you know, kind of tan, fleshed with, you know, big bulging muscles with some bright shades underneath. And that's what I do. And I'll do all the face that I can, including, you know, the body, the hands, the legs, the whole 9 yards. After that, I grab leather brown, and what I do here with the leather brown is I do all of the fur he has and a base coat for his hair. And the reason I did this was because the leather brown gave his hair a nice dirty brown kind of look to it. It wasn't dark enough to match his picture, but I wanted it to be a solid start because we were going to build the brown up without losing too much detail. So here I did 2 coats of the brown, nice and light, so that we got all of the different like ridges and crevices without leaving too much goop or paint in between them. Then I hit his boots and his loincloth, as well as I hit his eyebrows with it. And this way here, I got all the model that I needed covered with that brown color. Alright, I then bring in pure red and matte white to do the mouth and the teeth of this model. Now I use the matte red, I'm sorry, not the matte red, the pure red to do the mouth and the tongue and the inside of the mouth. And then I use the matte white to go over the teeth and make sure that they're nice and white and sparkly. One thing I want to say about this, make sure that you let the mouth and the pure red dry before going over with the white. This way here you don't have color blending and running into each other, so you're not going back and redoing the red and trying to scoop out paint. I then also use the white to go over the eyes. This way here it's a nice base coat and I can do all the rest of the flesh without worrying about hitting any of the iris. I then grab crystal blue, and with the crystal blue I'm just going to do his headband, one solid crystal blue color, because that's all it really is. It's a really small part and it came out pretty nice with the crystal blue. I then grab oak brown to do the main coat for his hair. As you can see here, I took 2 thin coats of this and I went over and darkened the hair right up to the color that I was looking for. The lighter brown gave the base color a very, very easy ability to coat over it, and I just built the brown up to the color that I wanted. After that, I used the same brown to do the handle for the sword and the wood that he's holding in his left hand for the axe. I then bring in tan flesh and begin to go over his barbarian flesh. This way here, it gives a nice darker red color. And it builds up with those white, you know, bright areas that I was talking about. It looks really nice, and again, it just kind of makes the skin pop. I then make sure that I come back and use greedy gold on the sword handle and hilt, or handguard I should say. This way here, it looks really nice and shiny and matches the photo. Then I take plate metal and I begin by doing the axe and the sword with this color. I'll end up coming back with another type of silver and doing a highlight on them, as well as a wash to make the middle of the blades look darker than the edges. I then come back and make sure that I use the same silver for the wrist piece. This way here the bracers match the weapons. Then take skeleton bone and I begin to come in and do his boots as well as the tassels on his wrists. These are basically just to give the boots that kind of white fur look to it without having to go crazy and mixing up paint. The skeleton flesh really matches the color in the card, which makes it look very well. I then take flesh wash and I begin to do the flesh on the barbarian to make it give it a nice red kind of glisten to it. This really makes his skin stand out as a darker red versus a pale white, which is how Grom looks in the picture. I go ahead and I make sure I hit all of his face, including the areas around the eye. This way here it gives a nice transition into the eye itself. After that I take a flat black and do his eyes, just dot them ever so slightly just so we get the eyes to make it look like it's looking forward, and that's how Grom's eyes are. Alrighty, now that he's all set and done, I hope you guys like that. If you did, give me a like, comment, and subscribe down below. I'm always happy to answer any of your comments. Please be looking out for that Patreon if you want to support my channel. Again, I used Army Painter paints for this video. As you can see, it was basic, nothing too crazy, and he came out amazing, I think. He's much better than the last two that I did. I do see the improvement from them. So I hope you guys like that as well. And again, until next time, this is Ryan the War Boss coming at you with another WOG!